All right, so with that video that we just watched, and again, I apologize, it will not be on the recording just because of copyrights, things of that sort, but spoke about the metaverse, talked about a lot of different things. So in the metaverse, the digitized world that is being built all around us, where people can go in for gaming, they can go into purchase space within the metaverse. You can have events, you can have Zoom calls, you can have concerts, you can have all sorts of things, and it's all based around NFTs and space. Space, almost digital real estate. I think Brett Kelly and Brett called it meta state or something like that, which was kind of a cool term. But what we are doing here with Lydian World, our version of the metaverse, think about what they just said. They bought a building in the metaverse, a building that's a player bought, and the player created an NFT. He or she minted the NFT, and then they resold that building, and it was selling for $3,000. So what if you have an NFT for starting at $28? Every time you position yourself in Lydian World, in a state or a country, then you create your NFT, or you purchase your NFT, and then you mint it, which means you're authenticating your NFT so that you can trade it, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with that. You are creating space. You are purchasing space, your lot, you're claiming stake to that area in our version of the metaverse. So you, for example, you become a citizen in Canada, then you get a $28 NFT or up to an $888 NFT, whatever it may be. And based on the size of your NFT, you are creating more space. You're purchasing more space for yourself. So once you mint those NFTs, you are literally building your own real estate. And on that real estate, you can do whatever you want with it. It's yours. It's your real estate. Now, here's what's really exciting, and I want you to think about this as we go through this presentation. Josip in a call about 2 weeks ago, and if you guys remember the statement he made, just go ahead and type in R right here on the chat. And in this call, he mentioned 20 million users, that he's got a deal where he can bring us 20 million users kind of to start with. This is what's amazing about this statement. I want to explain to you what he meant by this, because this is exciting. You guys, in my opinion, this is a once in a world opportunity. It really is. I know that sounds cliche, but let me explain why. You are a member of Gold Standard Partners. You know about this before anybody else in the world. You know about Lydian World. You have been invited to position yourself and claim land or property, digital space within Lydian World before the users come to use your space, to create NFTs in your space, in the states, in the countries, to host events, to do all sorts of things that can create revenue that you will share in that space, in that state, in that country. So this is something, this has been the plan for a while, but I know corporate didn't want to talk about it. I've spoke with Nitsa a lot about this, and she said, we just had to do baby steps and baby steps and baby steps, because it was mind-boggling. We had, nodes, we had all this kind of stuff, but this has been being developed, and we didn't want to take a deep dive into it until the developers caught up. And now we're literally days away from launching this. So this is what we know within our space, within our metaverse or Lydian World. We know this: we're going to be paid 2.5% on staking of G999. But here's what's really cool about that is you become a citizen or above in a state or a country, and you use Lydian Lions to get in once. Then you've created your space. Then you mint an NFT and you create more space, because now you have access to more money. You do not need an NFT to earn in Lydian World. I want to make that very clear. You do not, but you will earn more with an NFT. So there's just more things you will earn on with an NFT versus not having an NFT. That's why the NFTs are so important. But as you are creating this space and you're locking it in, we know that every single time revenue is created by this company in multiple ways or many different ways, G999 is being added to these staking pools. And this is what we really need to think about. If G999 is being added to the staking pools, it's got to be pulled from somewhere. So it's being pulled out of circulation, placed into these country staking pools. Some of them already have a million, well over a million G999. There's 246, there's 196 countries, there's 50 states. There's 246 staking pools that they're constantly pulling G999 and adding to these pools, taking them out of the circulating supply and locking them into these staking pools forever. They're locked. They will never be sold on the market. They will never drop on your heads. So that in and of itself is pretty powerful. And then you are going to be paid, and you only have to pay one time to get in. One time. It's not a monthly fee. You don't have to create more coins to add to your staking. Once you're in, you're in. It's like an exclusive club. Once you get in, you get in. Now more members come in, and there's more revenue driven things, such as we know that we are being attached to a blockchain treasury. We know that. We know that we're going to be mining minerals, and that there's all these different countries. Get in this country, get in this one, that one. And there's going to be different revenue sources in different countries. A lot of them are going to share a lot of the same revenue sources, which is really amazing. We're talking gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, palladium, precious metals that we know will be staked, where you can earn off of that, because Joseph's background is in, that's his world, right? Gold Standard Bank. It's not called, anything Standard Bank. It's Gold Standard Bank. This is his world. He is bringing us into his world, and he's taking his world and is attaching it to Alex's world. Alex was a professional gamer before he was a developer. And now you've got a team of all of these developers working on this platform, launching it in about 10 days from now. You're just staking your position. You're positioning yourself. Now, when the masses come in, what happens if the masses want to play a game? What happens if they want to create an NFT? What happens if they want to create an event or join an event that somebody else created? Guess what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to pay Lydian Slaters to buy their skins in the games, to buy their artifacts in the games, to purchase all sorts of different things. Well, as they're purchasing Lydian Slaters, which is our currency within Lydian world, guess what's going to happen to the value of the Lydian Slaters that you can stake at 28% just by positioning yourself? I want you to notice a trend this company has had. I've noticed this for a while. Every time they offer something, they make it better and better and better. All the NFTs, well, they're even better, because I buy a $28 NFT. With the $28 NFT, I receive 63 Lydian lines and 19 bonus Lydian lines, and I'll explain what the difference is here in a moment. But it only takes 28 NFTs to mint, or 28 Lydian lines to mint that NFT that I paid for. Basically, they're giving to you for free, because it's $28 to buy it, 28 Lydian lines to mint it. Well, they give you 63. So you're minting it for free. And then the remaining 35 plus the 19 you can use to purchase more areas within this world, or you can use some of those to use towards assisted trading, and all sorts of different things that are going to be airdropped into this world. You've heard Alex talk about, he's talked about kingdoms, he's talked about wizards, he's talked about artifacts, he's talked about all of these. The sky's the limit with this thing. We know that there will be an API where people can come in and bring their NFTs. So let's go back and think about those 20 million users that Josep's talking about. There could be a lot more. This is just what we know so far. Can you imagine thousands of us in there with countries and states, and then 20 million users swooping in to use things, to play games that Alex will be creating, the developers will be creating games that they might bring into this Lydian world, NFTs they bring in and they sell? Well, nothing's for free. Nothing in this world is for free, right? We know this. So what happens is somebody uses our API, they come into Lydian world, one of these millions of users, whoever, they have an NFT, they sell an NFT for $10,000. Do you think that they're going to have to pay a fee within Lydian world to use our platform to market to us to sell that NFT? Of course they are. Who shares in that fee? Corporate does, and guess what? So do all the citizens in that state, in that country. You earn from other people selling NFTs in your areas, in your states, in your countries. You earn from that, not just them. And and the NFTs can be anything. Non-fungible tokens. What does that mean? Non-fungible means it's unique. There's nothing else like it. So it can be anything. It could be somebody's signature. It can be artwork. It can be music. It can be a tweet. It can be and it can be a doctor's note, for crying out loud. It can be a lot of different things. Non-fungible tokens are kind of taken over, and you create these NFTs and you mint them, you authenticate them, and then now we know it's the only one of its kind in the world, right inserted into our LYDIAN world. And then again, concerts, events. What if, I'm here in Utah. I know a lot of people here in Utah. I know we're building a really big team out here, and that's one of 50 states. Well, I know a lot of people have a pretty darn big network, and a lot of the people I know have a huge network. Well, what do you think we're doing out here? We're talking about bringing in multiple NFTs into Utah. Same conversations happening in Florida and in Virginia and in Canada and in South Africa. And there's teams all over the place. We've got all these members bringing in networks of people that are going to bring in NFTs to us. We can take part with the NFTs, we can participate, or we can just share the revenue from the other users constantly coming in. So hopefully this makes sense. I mean, this is massive. And all we need to do right now is focus on positioning. So let's talk about some of the stuff that one of the things that was mentioned today, the nodes, the exclusive nodes, they extended this through December 26th. This is pretty darn cool. If you have an exclusive node, anybody had an exclusive node, happy birthday. I guess you just received 19,790 LYDIAN lands today per node that you had, per node, because you've already been paid out a few thousand. So what they did is they took out the 33 LYDIAN lines you were receiving daily for 2 years. They just paid you in advance today, the remaining balance that they hadn't already paid you. If you fill an exclusive node between now and the 26th, you will receive 24,090 LYDIAN lines the day you fill it. So if you fill it tonight, you will receive 24,090 LYDIAN lines immediately in advance, and you can use those towards getting countries and states right now. You will also receive 35,000 legacy points. Crazy. 24,000 LYDIAN lines, 35,000 legacy points, 33 G999 per day paid into GS Trade. So that came out today. Pretty darn amazing for anybody who wants to. And I'll show you, all you have to do to deposit G999 is you simply log into your GS Partners back office. You go into financial, you go into the G999 exchange, and right there you will see exclusive node. Click on exclusive node. If you have 500,000 or more G999 on your dashboard, you click basically add them, you just fill it, click that button, and boom, you've filled a node. And then you can go to the reports on in your menu on the financial, click on financial and click down, and you will see your exclusive node right there. That will lock that 500,000 for 2 years, but you will be paid in advance for your LYDIAN lines. Why are they paying us in advance? So that we have time to purchase and claim our areas right now, before the 26th, before the prices of citizenships and mayors and stuff double. So it's kind of like an early Christmas present, which is really, really, really cool. So that's what this is right here. If you want a whole bunch of LYDIAN lands, legacy points right now, this is a good way to do it. Plus you get your 33 G999 per day paid out in GS Trade, as long as your GS Trade is linked to your GS Partner back office. If you don't know how to do that, just go through your profile and you click on your profile in your GS Partners, your profile in your GS Trade, and in your GS Partners, in your profile, you will see it says create token for GS Trade. You click on that, you copy, paste it, you go to your profile into GS Trade, and you paste that token into there, you confirm it, that's done. It'll link those two accounts. That's all you have to do. So let's talk about other important dates as well. XLT private sale ends December 19th, or here in America, Christmas Day at 6 p.m. Eastern. So always remember, or sorry, not Christmas, December 19th, not 26th. So December 19th or December 18th at 6 p.m. Eastern, midnight, December 19th. Okay, so midnight Central European time. So just always think 6 p.m. Eastern the day before. XLT private sell ends. Let's talk about XLT for a minute and these packages. We know the packages will be replaced with different packages. I do not know what will be in these new packages. So we talked about a potential strategy of maybe using XLT, selling some XLT, stair step in the packages. Let's hold off on that until we know what's in the new packages, right? But what if you can sell some XLT for, say, for example, more NFTs? You can do that. But let me explain what we have with XLT really quick, because you do have options. You also have an option to hold your XLT. If you hold your XLT, you will continue to own square inches or square feet in G999 exclusive living. And yes, it was confirmed it will still say G999 exclusive living. That hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. All Mr. Height did is he sold phase 2 and 3 because quite frankly, we were taking too long as members to purchase it ourselves. So he sold them, but he sold the phase 2 and 3 for right around 25 to 30 bucks. That is why corporate's saying we're going to list it for about $25, $30. Now, let me explain the difference between this and a cryptocurrency that is not tokenized. This is tokenized real estate. You're not just selling XLT on a DEX exchange. I don't know the exchanges yet. We'll probably find out here in a few days, I would imagine, because the 19th is literally 3.5 days away. But you are selling real estate. So do not, if you're going to sell it, do not sell it for less than $25. And this is the part I do not know. So this is what I do not know. I don't know who the buyers may be right now. Has Mr. Height gone and said, hey, look, we sold phase 2 and 3. There's a lot of demand for the remaining SLT because certain buyers want to purchase the rest of the building. Has he had those conversations with whoever? Because when we list this XLT, I don't want to just list it on an open market and trade it back and forth, because then if a lot of members go and they sell and they sell and they dump it, they can decrease the value of XLT. But if they say hold, let's hold at $25 minimum, we're selling real estate. I don't know if those buyers are going to show up on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, week 1, week 2. I don't know, because I haven't had the conversation with the potential buyers. I don't know who the potential buyers may be. But if corporate went out and said, hey, you want to purchase the remaining real estate in this building, the remaining space, this is where you're going to find it on the 19th. You're going to have to buy it from our members who hold it. That's the only. So what I'm doing is I'm holding off on that strategy, because I am going to be a guinea pig and I will list some XLT at 25 or 30 bucks. And if it sells, I'll come back to you and say, hey, I sold it for 25 bucks. Check this out. If it doesn't sell, I'm like, nope, I'm still trying to sell it. So I don't mind being a guinea pig for the first few days, whatever I need to do to see if there is a liquidity on the back end, because I don't know what it's going to look like yet. Now, if they have had conversations saying, hey, come purchase on the exchange, because I know people want to buy phase 1. I do know that, because the same people bought phase 2 and 3. They also want, a lot of people still want phase 1. They want the real estate. They don't care about the coin itself. They care about the real estate that's represented, that represents the coin. That's what they care about. They care about the yields on the building and all that kind of stuff. That's what they care about. So if it's the same buyers, I feel very confident that, yeah, we'll be able to sell it for $25 plus. I feel very confident if it's the same buyers. If we have to create a new market for it, I don't know. I don't know. So let's find out. Let's kind of hold off and see what happens. And if it sells, great. And if you get what you want for it, great. But it's like almost if you're in a neighborhood and your house is worth $500,000 and your neighbor's houses are worth $500,000 or more. And if your neighbor lists a house for $400,000, you're knocking on his or her door saying, hey, why are you selling for $400,000? You're going to try to kill the value in our market. Just hold at 25 or 30 bucks. That's it. And don't sell it for less. And if it takes a day to sell it, great. If it takes a week, great. You know, we don't know. We don't know. So, because again, this is not just a typical currency. This is tokenized. It changes everything. You are selling your ownership in that building. That's what you're selling. You're selling your real estate. Okay. So I don't, you know, that's That's that is just important to understand that. Okay, so if there's a major sell-off, it's not going to dump the value of this if everybody's selling at $25 or higher. In fact, there could be an increase in value because with this sell-off, what are you doing with this particular coin? You're creating scarcity in the building, right? You're not just selling off and putting the coins back onto the market, which would create a dump in the value. But the more you sell, the only place they can go, the only source they can go to purchase the rest of that building is you. So you hold all the cards. You have the leverage here. If there's buyers that want to buy the rest of this building, the last few floors that the members own, it's the same thing as fractionalization in real estate. This has been around for decades. Fractionalization. You sell a piece of this building, you sell it for what you want to sell it for. So it's different than a cryptocurrency like a Bitcoin that it's like, well, you know, it's 48,000 one day, it's 54,000 the next, it's, you know, 35 the next. No, that's not what this is. This is backed by real estate, that you own real estate. So just know that it's a different animal, it's a different beast. So, and I've been in real estate for over 20 years. I understand real estate in my sleep, frontwards, backwards, you name it. I've pretty much done it in real estate. So I know how this game is played. I'm very, very familiar with fractionalization. All tokenization is fractionalization on the blockchain. So you have this asset that you own that you can sell. Like if you sold your car, if your car is worth 20 grand, why would you sell it for 10? Right? And if it takes a couple weeks to sell it, whatever, you know, I don't know. So just keep that in mind. That's exclusive living, right? That's XLT. Or you can say, well, you know what? I'll put it on there. If it doesn't sell, great. I'll just hold it and I'll make my $1 per 10 cents per XLT. So if I have 1,000 XLT, I'll make my 1,100 bucks. Thank you. And then next year I'll make money again and again, and you can sell it at any time. What if you take your dividend in year one and then you ended up selling it a month later? You can do that too, right? It's yours. You can sell it anytime you want. So if you take the dividend on it because you own it. So for example, we know this building, the revenue, projected revenue is about $20 million. We know in phase one, it's about 40% of what we purchased on the building. So that's about $8 million will pay out to the people that are holding the XLT. So they've done the calculation. So if you have 1,000 XLT, you make about 1,100 bucks this year. If the revenue increases next year, you'll make more than 1,100 bucks for the same 1,000 XLT. If the revenue decreases, you'll make less than 1,100 bucks for that 1,000 XLT, right? It all depends what the market. Now, I can tell you this, after studying the Dubai market and looking at it and reading the Dubai 2040 plan and reading the projections, and you know, a lot of experts is saying up 111% over the next 5 years, and it looks pretty promising. So I don't think you can lose with the XLT unless you decide, hey, well, you know what? I paid $963. I'm going to sell it for $8. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, you're not. It's just this is a different animal. So hopefully everybody understands that. So let's talk about the incentives here, or the other dates. So LYDIAN World launches December 26th, which is crazy, or Christmas Day, 6 p.m. Eastern. You know what I'm going to be doing 6 p.m. Eastern on Christmas. I'm going to be smiling, smiling, smiling. New packages start December 26th. We don't know what those packages look like. We don't know if XLT will be in those packages or not, or whatever. So I'm saying, well, if I sell some XLT on the 19th, maybe I'll just have a big NFT party. Maybe I'll just go buy a bunch of NFTs, because I know the higher the NFT in that state or country, the more money essentially I will make. Do I need an NFT in the country? No. Will I make more if I have one? Yes. So if now this is a question you ask. If I can sell XLT, will the value of the NFT and the payouts I receive in LYDIAN World overall exceed the payouts I may receive on the building? Well, what do we know about NFTs? We know part of it, 1 out of every 1,000 will stake cake and will stake LYDIAN slayers. We know we will earn more money the bigger the NFT. My opinion, I think we'll earn more on the NFTs than we will the building, because and the reason being is if you purchase your space in LYDIAN World, how many revenue sources can enter into your country or state? It could be endless. It could be hundreds. It could be thousands. So you can see your income go up, 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 up. Well, the buildings, every building in real estate, there's cycles, right? There's 4 different cycles in real estate. So you can have growth, and it can go stabilization. Then you have actually where it declines a little bit, and then it has to kind of recover and go back and forth. There's cycles in real estate. But I mean, we've seen a steady incline in real estate in Dubai. We really have. I don't know how many of you guys have seen my real estate calls regarding XLT. I did once a week and twice a week actually in November, but I've done multiple calls on this. I've been in real estate again a long time, and the projections look great for Dubai. But are those better than the projections on the state that you're in and the country you're in? How many NFTs can I get selling XLT? I don't know yet. I don't know how long. If I sold my XLT for $25, I bought it for $9, I almost 3x'd it. How long would it take me to 3x what I spent in exclusive living? Well, we know if you have 1,000 XLT, you'll make $1,100. So it could take you quite a few years to 3x that or more. So those are decisions you have to make. I'm not a financial advisor at all, but I'm just educating you on, how to make the decision, as far as I'm just giving you information. You decide whatever you want to do. Super Dream incentive. $8 million ends March 26 because we did not sell out phase 1. The remaining XLT that did not sell out in phase 1 or does not sell out by the 19th, that will be staked in the United Emirates in LYDIAN World. So you may want to, because there's a lot that has not been sold, right? There's a lot. Only about 7% of phase 1 got sold. So you're talking over 90% that could potentially be placed into the United Emirates and staked. That's pretty darn cool. And that's just another revenue source. Also, we have an office in Dubai. I think Dubai is going to be a pretty major player. In my opinion, anywhere we have an office, you may want to become a citizen. Just call me crazy, but I think that's a good idea, right? Because we have a presence there. So maybe a good idea. Annual legacy bonus pool. $1 million paid out on December 26th. What is this? If you have any legacy points, you will be paid. And so I'm assuming they're just going to say, hey, this person has X amount of legacy points, this has this, and they'll take a percentage and they'll just pay out $1 million. So some people may make $1, some people may make $100. I don't know. I whatever the math turns out to be. And that happens on December 26th. Special LYDIAN World bonus. This, I had it confirmed today. It's not the dollar amount you've put in, it's how many states and countries are you in? How many citizenships do you have? How many mayors do you have? So the people that have the 3 most in LYDIAN World, you have the most countries and most states, and maybe and I'm assuming, say, you have everybody that it's tied. They have the same amount of citizenships, and there's a tie. There's got to be a tiebreaker. My assumption would be, well, maybe the tiebreaker is this guy has a couple higher positions than this guy. They have the same amount, but this guy's got a couple higher positions. This guy may win. I don't know. I'm sure there's a tiebreaker, but the point is the 3 persons, the 3 people with the most amount of properties in that on December 26th will split $1 million. So that's how that works. Brand builders earn shares in the company. We've talked about brand builders again. I'll talk about brand builders more towards the end of this presentation. But here's what's really cool. Infinity Pool Payouts this month also receives shares in this company. So that means if you become a director or above, you will be paid commission for that. But the NFTs this month, that commission will not be placed on the NFT portion of the pool, that 11%. That will actually be paid out in shares versus commission. So you will actually receive shares in this company. Well, I can tell you this, the IPO is closer than you think. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into any of that. I'm just saying it's closer than you think. So why do you think they're paying us shares? You figure it out. I'm not touching that one. Not getting into it. But very, very excited about what is going on. Assisted trading, staking. Assisted trading, we know now. We have LYDIAN Lions. So for example, if you purchase an NFT, you get 2 sets of LYDIAN Lions, 2 different types. The type that goes underneath when you go to your dashboard, you see LYDIAN Lions on top, you see LYDIAN Lions on bottom. The LYDIAN Lions you are awarded when you purchase an NFT. Now think about this for a moment. Don't think that, oh, I'm purchasing an NFT for Lydian Lions and legacy points. No, you're not. You're purchasing an NFT because you're buying space in our metaverse. They're just giving you Lydian Lions and legacy points on top of it as a bonus. You're purchasing space so you can create more space for yourself to make a bigger income within our metaverse. That's what you're doing. That's what the NFT is for. It's space. It's a real estate, just like they made the example with Upland and all that. That's what you're doing. So just understand that as well, which is phenomenal for 28 bucks. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And putting into a state that who knows what the revenue is going to be in that state. So anything you receive over that, the legacy points, the Lydian Lands, those are just a bonus. You're not buying legacy points. The Lydian Lands are giving them to you. So if you purchase a $28 one, you receive 63, as I mentioned, $28 you can mint, the rest you can do whatever you want with it. Now, one of the options you have is you can use it for assisted trading. Neetsa in a call recently, she said, hey, if you're trading about $1,000, it would take approximately about 50 Lydian Slaters or Lydian Lions that can become Lydian Slaters to pay for this service of watching traders trade. You got to pay for it with the Lydian Slaters. That's another use case for Lydian Slaters. That's why I'm excited to stake Lydian Slaters. And, you know, that's why I think there could be a lot of value there. So for every $1,000, approximately at 50 Lydian Lions, that will essentially become Lydian Slaters. We'll get into this, the cake staking. Don't worry about it. We're going to cover that at the end. So good question. Assisted trading, we've seen they've interviewed traders, they've watched traders, they've seen traders earn anywhere up to 2% a day. It's crazy. But the difference between our trading, you're not giving up ownership. You're not transferring your coins from there to their wallet. You're doing the trades if you decide to move forward after watching a professional do a trade. Say, hey, that looks pretty good. I want to do that. That's all you're doing. That's why they call it mirror trading. Lion Cake staking pool. 40% APY, 28% in Lydian Lions, 12% in cake. How do you do it? We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. That's one of the later slides. But before we get into that, let's break this down a little bit. NFTs and Lydian Lions. You need, again, to use an NFC to place yourself into each Lydian world country state. But that's, again, to create more space, to earn more money, there'll be certain elements placed in here that you cannot earn money on if you do not have an NFT in that area. So you will earn an income, but it will be more limited without an NFT. You will need NFT for certain aspects. I don't know what they all are yet, but I do know this. If you cannot afford NFTs, but that's why you have options. So you can leverage, you can get a team, you can earn Lydian Lions from growing a team, leverage on the compensation plan. You can do that, number one. Number two, you can just take the money you are receiving in these countries and states and leverage it and save it. Don't go buy a house or anything yet. Just don't buy anything yet. Whatever it is you may want to do, leverage it in, get NFTs, mint them, put them in the countries, boom. I mean, it's not a race, it's a marathon. Larger NFTs pay out more. We know that. You will need to use the Lydian Lions earned by purchasing NFTs to mint your NFTs. We've talked about all of that. It's dollar for dollar. Any extra NFTs you can use either to more countries or states or for different things within the game. Different, it could be artifacts. It can be a number of different things. The assisted trading. Now we're also, Alex talked a lot about airdrops. So it's going to be airdropping a lot of different things, artifacts, different things, maybe even different coins into a wallet. Say, hey, we're going to airdrop you some coins because we want you to check out this coin and that coin, and this may be a good coin someday. All sorts of things. Let's talk about Pancake Swap really quick. Pancake Swap is significant, because in Pancake Swap, think about their biggest competitor, Uniswap. Uniswap is with Ethereum. Uniswap works with Ethereum. It gives Ethereum users the ability to, Uniswap users, the ability to swap coins cross-chain without the need to be in an exchange. It's more decentralized. It's less expensive. It's usually faster. You can swap coins all sorts without having to be in this exchange or that exchange or whatever. Pancake Swap does the same thing. Think about this very carefully, because this to me was so big when they mentioned Pancake Swap. Why in the world would Pancake Swap work with us? It's because Pancake Swap must have seen what we're developing, and they must agree with the statements we made that we are building a blockchain that we feel will compete with Ethereum. Otherwise, they wouldn't even fuss with us. They wouldn't even care to work with us. They can work with whoever they want. They're massive. They're up towards the top 50 in coin market cap for their cake coin. But they want to compete and they want to beat Uniswap. So they must have seen something in our development team and in Alex and what they are doing to encourage them and incentivize to come work with us. That's all you need to know. That's all I need to know. That's pretty darn exciting, because when we're talking about now, let's talk about the Lydian Slater versus the G999. Lydian Slaters are our Robux. But the difference between the Robux and the game Roblox and all that, those are Robux that you purchase with real money. You have to purchase those Robux, but you can only use them in the game. Our Lydian Slaters will be traded on exchanges. So think about this, as those millions of users that Joseph was talking about, and as we market that living heck out of this Lydian world, and all these outside users come in that do not have countries and states and citizenships, because they're not GS partner members. So we earn on them. Not only that, but with these users, they have to purchase Lydian Slaters to advance in the games, to get artifacts, to do all sorts of different things. They can drive the value of Lydian Slaters that you can cash out. Think about that for a minute, that you can cash out and that you are staking. That's a Lydian Slater. The G999 is the gas transactions on the blockchain. That means, for example, if somebody swaps coins using Pancake Swap, if another cryptocurrency uses our blockchain to, for example, Shiba uses Ethereum blockchain. Shiba is a token. Tokens do not have their own blockchain. Coins have their own blockchain. Shiba is a token. We are a token because right now G999 is a token. It's not a coin yet because we're developing our own blockchain. We are using the Bitcoin blockchain. We're just using blockchain, but we are transitioning over to our very own blockchain, smart contracts and all. Then we will become a coin. Then we'll have Pancake Swap do the same thing Uniswap does for Ethereum. And here, this is what's really exciting to me. We are making money in the meantime. If you look back at Ethereum back in the day, and you look at the Ethereum project, this was a group of people that came together and they started just hyping up Ethereum, talking about it, all of these large coins communities through all sorts of social media and things of that sort. But they weren't making a lot of money back then, right? They weren't staking in 246 countries. They weren't creating NFTs. They were just waiting for their coin to take off. They were Ethereum holders, hoping that, hey, someday I hope this coin takes off. And it did. How did it take off? It took off with gas fees. It took off with gas fees. So with the gas fees, those are the fees that other coins or users use to transact on their blockchain. G999 is the gas fee of our blockchain. Now there's going to be multiple uses for G999 as well. G999 is also all the tokenized projects that we're going to insert into Lydian World. Those are all G999 driven. The swipes of the card, the white labeling of the card, the white labeling of the blockchain itself, all G999 related. The Lydian Slaters, the games, all these other things are to attract people to our blockchain. It's almost like you think of a world, and Lydian World is a world, and all these things around it are satellites. All these things being built around, the gaming is a satellite, the trading is a satellite, the GS Partners is a satellite. GS Partners is the marketing arm. GS Partners is not Lydian World. It's not the same thing. GS Partners markets for Lydian World. And now take it the next step. We have GS we have GS Media, remember? GS Media. Well, in GS Media, what are we doing? We own media companies all over the place. Guys, if I told you, I'm not going to say it because I don't want Joseph to come beat me up. He's such a nice wonder. Oh, I freaking love this guy. I'm serious. I'm getting to know him a little bit better. But you think we have GS Media just for popularity? You know how think about this. We're about to have an IPO. On top of this IPO, we have a media group. Then we're about to launch what could be just this massive, massive Lydian world. You don't think we're going to plug into our own media that we own and blast Lydian world all over the place? All over the world? How many times have you seen Mr. Height on Yahoo Finance? What do you think's going to happen? This is his baby. Did you know we're launching this on his birthday? December 26th is his birthday. The call on the 20th is our 1-year anniversary. December 26th is the man's birthday. This is his baby. This is his vision. He's going to market the heck out of this thing. You just get to take a position in it before all of that happens. This is phenomenal timing for you. I always tell people, in my opinion, it is a blessing to be part of this company right now in this early stage. I don't want to be a customer user. I want to own areas within this world for the users to use and drive revenue, and I get a share. I share in that revenue. That's what I want, and that's what we're doing right now. Guys, what you do in the next 10 days could have a potentially major impact on you. What you do in the next 10 days. 10 days, how many Lydian lands do you want? How many countries do you want to be? How many states do you want to be in? Do you want to be a citizen? Do you want to be a mayor? What do you want? What do you want? Because we have 10 days. And then this sucker goes live. And then everything else doubles in value, right? Doubles in price. Citizenships cost twice as much. Mayors cost twice as much. Now, if you do win a bid, say you bid for mayor, you bid for vice president, president, whatever, then you know presidents get an 18% override. Vice presidents get like 16, 14%, whatever it is. Mayors get 2%. But if you're a president of a country, you better work because you are responsible to help provide liquidity for that country. If you do not provide liquidity, your citizens can vote you out. So do I want to go become president of 100 countries? No, I can't work 100 countries. That's crazy. A couple maybe, but not 100 now. If you have 3 countries, you can receive a 1% override on all of Lydian world, and you will be entered into the council for whatever the Lydian World Council looks like, and to make decisions, whatever. You're president of at least 3 countries. That's how it works. 1% override on everything, 18% override on those countries, assuming you are providing liquidity for those countries. You're working. You got to earn it. It's not just given to you. You got to earn it, just like everything else, which I actually really like that. I love that, so that one person can't go up and buy all 246 presidencies and say, oh, yeah, forget you all. It's not how it works, because I have to work it. Nobody will be able to do that. So big new promotion here until December 26th as well. Explorer, Pathfinder, Legend. This is for the bonus Lydian Lions. So if I receive 63 Lydian Lions, actually this is 63 is a bad example, because this is only for vouchers, NFTs of 288, 488, 88. The bonus Lydian Lions, if you're an explorer, you will receive 1.5 times more bonus Lydian Lions. Not the original Lydian Lions, the bonus ones. 2.0 for Pathfinder, 3.0 for Legend. 3 times as much, 3x, right? The bonus ones. This only goes through the 26th. Right now, I would be collecting these NFTs like crazy. Now, I can tell you right now, I can show you my dashboard after you stop the recording, whatever we'll do, I'll show you a bunch of stuff. But there's only 246 states and countries. I have over 320 NFTs. Why? Because if I mint, I have enough to mint one in every state and country. Now, I don't have a citizenship in every state and country yet. That was my goal to do that, but I'm not there yet. But one of these days, maybe. But I have more NFTs than I need to. Why? Why would I do that? Because the NFTs have more value. We know this. Alex mentioned that. Maybe we'll be able to get more artifacts. Maybe we'll be able to, who knows? Who knows? And I'm going to throw this out here too. Look at this lion. It's the only one of his kind. They're all a little bit different. They're all a little bit different. What if they had a lion or whatever? I don't know. Ethereum, I don't even know whatever they're I don't think Ethereum has. They have a logo, but I don't think they have a mascot. But what if they had a mascot like this lion or whatever? How popular do you think that Ethereum NFT would be right now? If you sold, what if you had 300 of these suckers again? There could be a value for this lion one of these days. Because the more popular our blockchain becomes, the more popular G999 becomes, and LYDIAN becomes, there may be a market for the lion itself. You have no idea. But on top of that, your NFT has real value. Why? Because you staked that into that country and that state. So if that you are collecting money from that country or that state, you have real value. So you can sell it, but you can't sell it till you mint it, authenticate it. That's why you've got to do it. It has to go through that authentication process. But you can sell it. What if you're making $100 a month on a state? You can sell it. What if you're making 1,000? What if you're, I don't know what the number is going to be because they're all going to be different, right? They all have presidencies and down. They're all going to be run and they're all going to be managed and they're all whatever. And again, if they're not doing a good job, fire them. Replace them with somebody who does a better job. And there could be 100 NFTs in one country. There could be 1,000 in the next one. So it's almost impossible to see which countries are going to be better. I don't know. I just like to play the odds. I just want one. I just want all of them, a citizenship in all of them. And then I'm covered, right? Now, could it take a while to do that? Yes. But again, take the money you earn from one country and leverage it to another. Don't worry if you can't get them all on day one. You're not losing anything but a little bit of time. That's it. That's it. Then you got the stake the cake, stake the cake, and that we're going to talk about that. So what is Pancake Swap? Again, it has quickly attracted users since its launch because it allows traders to instantly swap tokens without registering for accounts and charges low transaction fees. Users can trade directly from their cryptocurrency wallet as a cryptocurrency is not held on an exchange. Now, what else do we have on Ethereum? What's going on with Ethereum right now? High gas fees and slower transactions. Why? Because it's crowded, it's congested. Anybody ever drive home on the freeway and you're on the wrong side, you're driving home from work and you're in a traffic jam? Cars look the same, everything looks the same, road looks the same weather, same everything, but it's congested. So you're like, this sucks, it's congested. Okay, that's Ethereum right now, it's congested. It was only a matter of time before a company like us came out and said, hey, wait a second. We're going to create our own Ethereum. That's why Pancake Swap's interested in it. That's why they're working with us. That's why we're going to be able to stake cake as GS partner people, GS partners members. That's why. Because they're looking at this, they're saying, oh my goodness, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you're going to have smart contracts, you're going to have wrapping, which is the ability to communicate with multiple blockchains. Now, say I'm coming into the LYDIAN world and I have an NFT. And now I know that your LYDIAN world, your blockchain can communicate with 50 plus additional blockchains. That's 50 more markets that my NFT now has more exposure to. So I can have a larger audience for my event, for my property, for my this, my that, and I'm going to pay a nice fee to have that access. That's what's happening. And so when they pay that higher fee, guess who earns? The citizens in that state or that country. But we're going to have all the same things Ethereum has, but more. Ethereum did not have 240 plus staking pools. Ethereum did not have NFTs when they first started. Ethereum didn't have any of this when they first started, and it shot to the moon. Why? Gas fees. That's why. That's why. But we're going to be, I believe we will be faster. We will be cheaper. Why? Because we're not congested. We'll have the same abilities. We have Pancake Swap. They have Uniswap. Very similar. We also remember when Joseph mentioned Tron. Who remembers? Type in T if you remember when he mentioned Tron on his call. Well, what does Tron do? They can transact how many transactions? 750,000 transactions in 2 seconds or less for cheap minimum. Guys, if you do not load this call up on the 20th, oh, come on. Load the call up on the 20th because there are going to be a lot of announcements. There are going to be maybe partnerships announced. Who knows? I am just excited. One thing I know about Mr. Height, I was in Dubai in June. I was there. I saw it all. I saw the red carpet. I mean, it was, they rented the entire basement of the Burj Khalifa. It was, they lit up that building 12 different times that weekend. It was nuts. He likes to go out with the bang. He likes the glamour and the, he likes the noise. This is his 1-year anniversary right before he launches his baby. That Collins 20th is, I think, is going to be phenomenal. And I can tell you this, I know one of the announcements. I know one of the announcements, and I am jacked out of my mind. And I don't know what time the call will be. Probably 8 a.m. My time, 10 a.m. Eastern, probably, because that's what seems to be always seems to be about that time. But they'll announce it. They'll announce it. So we'll figure out how it all. We'll figure out the time. Okay, steak cake. Why would you want a steak cake? Well, I don't know. Cake just went up 29x its first year. And if you look at the projections, not based off of my projections, KryptonNewsZ.com, based off of their projections, look what they're saying, where cake's going to go to. What if, just what if you had 100,000 LYDIAN lines, 100,000 LYDIAN lines. And for every 1,000, remember, one goes into staking. So if 100,000 LYDIAN lines, that means you're staking 1,000 coins. What if cake 29x again this year? Wouldn't that mean that 1,000 would turn into 29,000 in value? I mean, think about it. And then, you know, you got the 12%, but it's not just a percentage. Is what if it spikes again? I don't know. The LYDIAN Slaters at 28%. What if they spike while you're staking them? And all they're doing is taking 1 out of every 1,000 LYDIAN line and placing them into the staking pools. How do you place them in the staking pool? I don't know yet. I have no idea, but I'll show you how you can figure out how many you'll have in the staking pools. I will show you that. But I'm sure they'll either automatically do it or they'll show us how to do it. Just like everything else, right? As soon as we find out, we'll let you know. What can you do with your XLT? You can hold it or you can drop it into these buckets. You can sell it. Boom, more into the LYDIAN world, more NFTs, more staking, more assisted trading. It opens up multiple streams of income for you. Or hold it, have the building pay you your payouts on the building, right? That, I mean, that's your option. That's whatever you want to do. So a lot of different things. Stake in the cake. So let's go ahead and this couple last slides. Again, everyone will be paid in LYDIAN regardless if they have minted NFTs or not. However, again, think real estate, think mega state, right? The metaverse, meta state, as Brett calls it, meta state. Think real estate. The more NFTs, the more real estate you own, the more money you'll make. It's quite simple. Staking at 2.5% annually with G999 constantly being added to each state and country. For you, not by you, for you. Somebody purchases a package, 2% of the package purchase is stuck right into LYDIAN world staking pools. 15% of NFT purchases right in the LYDIAN world. If they use G999 to purchase NFTs, 100% of those are placed into LYDIAN world. They are taking G999 out of circulation on their own and placing it in LYDIAN world to lock for life, decreasing our supply. At the same time, the granddaddy of them all, the granddaddy, and while we're waiting for the when all these people waiting on Ethereum, we're not making money unless Ethereum went up. They were not making much money unless they were mining Ethereum. That's it. We can make money multiple ways while we wait for our granddaddy, while we wait for our smart contracts, while we wait for the ability for other coins to come pay gas fees. Then we hit a grand slam. But the difference between us and them, our members can earn a lot more money while they're waiting. And then boom, that's like the cherry on top. That is absolutely the cherry on top. This is absolutely incredible. Will I still upgrade my package? It depends what the package is. Depends what the package is. Because I know I've heard from Nitsa, these packages are better than the packages we have now. But if you have packages now, great, because with these packages you have now, the benefits carry over. But the new packages aren't available until December 26th. So if I can buy NFTs, I know I need NFTs by December 26th. Well, maybe I'll just NFT it out and just position myself in Lydian world, make some money in Lydian world, and then I'll grab my packages later with the new packages. You're still going to be able to upgrade to new packages either now or then. So, but the 19th comes, the new packages aren't out yet. Maybe we just have an NFT party. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying NFTs like crazy right now. Ever since I realized the new packages aren't until the 26th. So I'm like, well, that's the cutoff for Lydian world to get in at this price before it doubles. So NFTs may be, I believe right now, NFTs are your best bet. Lydian world notes. Okay, this is how we know how to participate in the exclusive Lion Cake pool for December. And this is it. If you do not do this by the 26th, you do not participate in this pool. This is only for people that, and all you have to do is position yourself in Lydian world. That's it. And you go and how to figure out how many coins you will have in the pool. You go into menu, you go down to Lydian world, you click on it, you click on positions history. On the top left, you will see how many Lydian worlds you spent. So again, if there's 100,000, know that 1,000, so 1 out of every 1,000, 1,000 will be placed into these staking pools. 28% into Lydian Slaters, 12% into Cake. Will they be placed automatically? I don't know. I maybe, because all they're doing is taking 1,000, and I mean the 100,000 will still be there. I think it looks like they're just gifting you a coin, because if you have 100,000 Lydian lions and you're getting 1,000 coins, they're just giving you the coins. They're like, here's 1,000 coins because you have 100,000 Lydian lions. So that's literally what they're doing. They're just giving you coins to stake. Do you have to put them in there? I have no idea. Do you have to click a button or two? Maybe, but we'll know once the time comes. They'll let us know. Then we have 5 to 10 days to mint the NFTs after the 26th. They'll show us how to mint them as well. So don't worry if you don't know how to mint or anything like that. They will teach you all of that stuff. So don't worry. As my dad used to say, don't sweat it. It's all good. They'll teach us all the steps. So with that, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And then I'm going to show you my back office, go over a couple other things, and hopefully we'll be golden. So give me just 1 second.